The Quins, first of all, they've got McClendon, the skipper, at fullback. Wells, Sykes, Tyrone Smith, Sharif, Hill and Henry Paul is the scrum half tonight. Up front it's Tamata, Randall and Warrensey, Maboo, Hopkins and Gaffer. And the bench it's Rinaldi, Mills, Louis McCarthy, Scarsbrook and Steve Bannister. The coach is Brian McDermott. And the Catalan Dragons team emerge, and our cousins from across the channel line up like this. They have got Clint Greenshields at fullback, then it's Katabi, Wilson, Mogg and Bosk, Maguire and Stacey Jones, who's the skipper. Forwards Chan, Quigley, Guisset, Gossard, Croker and Muniz. And on the bench four Frenchmen, Ragwan, Griffey, Felous and Tuxias for coach Michael Potter.
Stay behind him.
Well, Ashley Klein is the referee. He's in charge, and it's a warm afternoon, early evening here in London. Summer has finally arrived, perhaps.
Yeah, you're right for you.
Let's hope it stays this way, but it is a big, big game for both these sides tonight. The Quins, of course, they'll be looking for a win tonight to make sure that they can cement their place in the top six. And of course the Catalan, the French side, this could be the very first opportunity that they get towards the playoffs. They've produced some very good rugby league football of the Frenchmen so far.
Move!
Good charge from the kick-off by Harlequins. It's the Catalan Dragons who are in possession here in the opening moments of this first half. Harlequins missing the likes of Danny Orr, Rob Purden, Chris Melling and Daniel Heckenberg, four of their stars this year. Here come the Catalan Dragons with Wilson. He brushes away from Henry Paul. He bounces off McClendon, and it's a good job that there were reinforcements there in the shape of Matt Gaffer. But it is Stacey Jones up the middle. That was forward to Guisset. Ball is dumped down though to Muniz. On it goes to Croker, and Jason Croker down the touchline. And in the end, John Wells gets to him on tackle number 4. It's Stacey Jones again. Jones fires it back to Casey Maguire. This is Alex Chan. Was that a little bit high from Gaffer? Well, referee Ashley Klein allows them to play on. This is the last tackle, this opening set of 6. Good set of 6 too by the Catalan Dragons, but not the best finish. The kick from Stacey Jones was far too deep, but there are warning signs there for Harlequins.
They certainly are. They'll be really, really upset with the opening defence from the Quins. They were all at sea there. Full credit to Catalans. Obviously, the move by the coach Michael Potter is to get this ball out wide. And why not? They've got some very strong centres in John Wilson and Adam Mogg. Mogg, of course, one of the best three-quarters in Super League at the moment.
The drive forward was from Lee Hopkins. That's Chad Randall. Here is Scott Hill. They will be glad to see him back in the side, the Harlequins. Scott Hill, the Australian international, has missed the last 3. Chad Randall waits again, the dummy half. Henry Paul operating at scrum half. On the charge was Warrensey.
Now they will go for the bomb, or will they put on a set pattern move?
It's with McClendon. It's a kick down the middle. And it bounces kindly, and it's picked up by Younes Katabi. And a good chase from Paul Sykes, the recent Great Britain international for Harlequins. Here is Thomas Bosk, who also played in that Great Britain-France test. And the ball was lost backwards, and it was lost again by Clint Greenshields. Referee says play on.
Pretty good kick and chase there by the Quins. They'll be a lot happy with that. That should have been a penalty. It was definitely reefed out.
Make it. Well done.
Catalan Dragons making a good movement from the brilliant hands as well to Guisset, but behind Stacey Jones. But they will keep on coming here. And there's a chance here for Thomas Bosk. It's got Wilson outside him. Tried to cut inside McClendon. McClendon did well. And it's Bosk at dummy half. He finds Stacey Jones. Jones infield to Casey Maguire, and the kick was attempting to go round the inside of Lee Hopkins, and Hopkins did really well to make that stick one-handed.
Well, a really bright start from the Catalan Dragons. You know, sadly, they haven't performed in front of the Sky cameras on too many occasions. Nilled, in fact, on 2 of the last 3 occasions we've seen them play. But they started this game brightly. They've moved the ball around well, and they will come up with possession here now inside their opponent's half.
Yes, Warrensey had the ball stripped from him one-on-one.
They've got to make sure they hold on to this football. They're very shaky here, the London side.
Alex Chan New Zealand international between 2004 and 2006. It was good work at the marker by Cyril Gossard there. Here is Casey Maguire, and he pops the ball up, and the loose forward Muniz has escaped the net, and Muniz is tackled by the fullback McClendon again, but only 3 tackles gone. They're 10 metres away. Stacey Jones for the Catalan Dragons. They're even closer now, and Quigley waits at dummy half. Back it comes to Muniz again. The kick is charged down and is dropped on by Michael Warrensey.
Boy, Brian McDermott, the Harlequins coach, must be wondering what on earth has happened to his defensive team. They're just not at the races. The Catalan side are just absolutely ripping them apart. It went backwards, came off Henry Paul.
Dominant! Move! Wait, Luke, wait, go.
It's the Harlequins who are in possession.
4, hands out, Thomas!
Well, any field position to the London outfit, and they're going to have to just slow things down a little bit because they look a little bit shell-shocked, and rightly so. He's very concerned, but
He's more concerned that his battery has run out on his walkie-talkie.
can't get a message down, and he's got plenty to say, I'll tell you.
This is Thomas Bosk, who will run the ball back. Sean McRae's with us here at the Twickenham Soup. What a bright start from the French.
Tremendous start, Eddie, and you know, teams love to set their stall out in their first couple of sets of 6, and what the French team have been able to do so far is play end-to-end football, and that's given them great confidence. London have just got to hang on here for a couple of sets of 6, get some ball, put it down the other end of the field, and try and slow the game down a little bit. They're going to struggle.
This is Adam Mogg. He's got support on his inside from Casey Maguire, and Maguire's over for the first try for the Catalan Dragons. Ashley Klein points the spot, blows the whistle, and Casey Maguire with the try. A try last week against Warrington also, and Maguire has now got 7 for the season so far. The man who was a substitute in Brisbane's grand final triumph against the Melbourne Storm last year, and he has come up with the first try here, and this has been on the card since the very first whistle.
They've controlled the game, as you say, right from the kickoff. Great support play, back on the inside. Maguire never laid a finger on him. It was inevitable that. They are just not at home. This Harlequins defence is shocking. That's the only word that I can say. I'm taking nothing away from the French outfit. Those that have come across the channel, they're very happy indeed, and why not? The build-up to this, they are just shell-shocked, the London outfit.
Stephen, when you look at the scoring records of the Catalan Dragons in first half so far this season, it won't come as a surprise to probably Brian McDermott and his coaching staff. The Dragons have started the first 20 minutes shown particularly well. They've scored 22 tries and conceded just 10. But as the first half has worn on, teams have come back into it, and they really have struggled. So, you know what I mean? I think Harlequins will be fully aware the Dragons start games very strongly, but in the first half so far this year have tied quite badly.
Thomas Bosk adds the extras. Catalan Dragons are ahead by 6 points to 0.
And very good play indeed. Bringing the ball back on the inside. The Harlequins defence putting 2 men on 1. Just sheer, simple rugby league, but effective play by the Catalans. Fully deserved, as Eddie's mentioned. It was on the cards. He'll be happy.
Delighted, Michael Potter, because he knows that his men have rarely showed up whenever our cameras have been trained on them. As Phil said, they were nilled at Salford in pre-Sean McRae days. They were nilled as well last time we saw them at Wigan. And, well, this is a great start for them. Let's go down to the pitch side, though, and Bill's got some early news for us.
Not a great start for Harlequins. Brian McDermott's batteries have gone flat. I don't think the batteries have been fitted to his side yet, and he'll be looking for some energy from them, certainly. McDermott down on the sidelines, and probably, OK, the walkie-talkie's not working, but I'm sure from what he's seen early doors, he wants to be close to the action just so that he can try and G things up. And also a bit of concern in the Quins camp about the fitness of Scott Hill. Back in the side, as you say, Eddie, after that 3-week absence. But he should have returned last weekend and had to withdraw at the last minute because of this persistent rib problem, and some concern as to whether it is fully cleared up and he'll last the distance today.
Well, he's still out there for the moment is Scott Hill, but Harlequins have already missed 8 tackles in the opening 8 minutes. That's not the best. And here is McClendon. There have been 6 clean breaks from Catalans. Here's the first from Harlequins, Mark McClendon.
And then again, good work from the pull back, but where was the support?
This now is Tyrone Smith over in the sunshine on the far side of this Twickenham Stoop field.
Not surprisingly, Brian McDermott on the sideline. They'll hear him whether he's got batteries or not, because this is shameful at the moment. McClendon sidestepping through, clean break, no support.
Michael Warrensey again for Harlequins on the end of tackle number 4. Chad Randall there at dummy half. And it's back, it comes to Henry Paul. Henry Paul to Mark McClendon, who began this attack. That's the last tackle, though. They're 20 metres away from the goal line for Catalan Dragons or Harlequins. Paul Sykes at dummy half. Up goes the kick from Matt Gaffer. There's some hang time on that. But, it bounces horribly. And John Wells picks it up. And John Wells then is bundled into touch.
They'll play the first knock on. It'll be head and feed to the Catalans. Well, the first real opportunity that the Quins have had to apply the pressure. Really, perhaps might have been better off to have left that, John Wells.
And nice and easy. Second row is unlocked by first.
And one of the things you look for, Steve-O, in a game is the speed of the play the ball. Now, Mark McClendon returned that ball for Harlequins very quickly. He got up and played it quick. But every play the ball after that got slower and slower, and it enabled Les Catalans to be defensively set on every play. That's something they've got to work on, is the speed to play the ball. What the Catalans do is they are playing the ball very, very quick, and that's enabled them to get the edges and use players like Casey Maguire and Stacey Jones to try and set play up.
This is now the fullback Clint Greenshields. He's been fullback in every Super League game so far. This is their second visit to the Stoop, Catalan Dragons. They lost here 36-14 on Good Friday 2006. This Guisset now with a charge forward for them. The ball bouncing untidily to try-scorer Maguire, but Maguire away from the challenge of Warrensey, which wasn't good. That ball has come back off Greenshields, and it is picked up here by Joe Mabou.
And fortunate yet again, just losing control there. But as Sean McRae has indicated, the way that this Catalan side, and they're allowing the man that's at the play the ball area to have a free run. First and second markers from Harlequins, non-existent.
Chad Randall will go down the left-hand side, finds Scott Hill. Back it comes to McClendon. Delayed pass and off the bonce of Tyrone Smith. And it's very easy for Jason Croker to tidy that up.
Well, they're playing far too much to a set pattern. Every time they've had possession, Harlequins, all they've done is use the dummy runner, and there you see, it released the ball to the dummy runner. It should have gone behind it. But look at the meters forward that the French side are making.
Stacey Jones, the engineer-in-chief. Ball comes inside to Alex Chan. This is Guisset. Great offload to Chan. Back to Jones. On to Maguire. This is Greenshields. Long ball to Bosk. Thomas Bosk has got ground ahead of him, but a good defensive tackle. That's a penalty. That would be a penalty. The tackle's made, and then Ricky Sharif came and rolled him over the touchline.
Well, it was frustrated with Sharif. Good job that Sykes came back, mainly due to the fact that Sharif was caught well out of position. He was loitering right inside on the centre position. That's the reason why the French side elected to get a long ball out wide. They're in a lot of trouble. If they score here, this could be anything from the French outfit.
Quigley is the dummy half. He gets the ball away. And there's a chance there, but he is held. Guisset, who plays it back to Quigley again. This is Stacey Jones looking busy as ever. Casey Maguire. Oh, there is trouble here down the right-hand side for Harlequins. This is Adam Mogg. Tyrone Smith did well. And he says play on. He released the ball to Clint Greenshields. It looked as though that tackle was completed, but Ashley Klein closer than us. And Brian McDermott knows there's a real crisis here for the Harlequins. Back it comes to Stacey Jones. He then gives it to Maguire. Quick hands. And there isn't anybody within an inch of Cyril Gossard. He's swatting them away. Quick play the ball. And, oh, that was try time, and it bounced off Wilson. And had that stuck, that would have been 10-0 kick to come.
Full of confidence, the Catalans keeping this ball alive very, very quickly. Great play there by Maguire, but he just couldn't hang on to it. And look at the pace on Brian McDermott. Wilson, the man that couldn't hang on to the football. What a relief for the London outfit.
Eddie, I don't think I've ever seen a team miss more tackles in 13-minute period and still only concede one try. So you have to give some credit to the Harlequins' desperation. I think if anything this season, they've shown that they're a tough team. They hang on in there when things aren't going well for them, both on and off the field. And that resilience really has helped keep them in this game.
Yes, they're in the game despite missing 10 tackles in the opening 13 minutes.
I get the impression, though, Eddie, that this London outfit, that going out wide far too early, they're not taking any big effort with the forwards down the middle. It's making it very easy for the Catalan defence to snuff them out.
And the kick here down the line is spinning. Ricky Sharif is after this. Greenshields gets to it, and that's a good chase by Clint Greenshields and Ricky Sharif.
Much better kick there from Scott Hill.
Maybe that will lift Harlequins.
Well, it was the experience that got them there, but they've been missing far too many tackles. They've got to dig deep now.
Adam Mogg gets Catalan to the 20-metre line. They'll drive it forward again here. David Mills comes on meanwhile for Michael Warrensey, the Welsh international forward.
That doesn't surprise me, because Brian McDermott knows that he needs a bit of power up front. That's a shocking kick.
Stacey Jones's kick fielded by Mark McClendon. There are a wall of white jersey, though, waiting for McClendon, and he's forced back about 3 or 4 metres after arriving at that defensive line. There's Ricky Sharif, comes down the short side, tries to cut inside. Good defence.
It is, and that's a difference. Catalan first and second markers, look, they're working hard, they're coming in. They're forcing them into a one-man out play.
Chad Randall again. Couldn't get the ball away, though, before he was tackled by Yunus Kitabi. And the kick down the line again. Another invitation for Sharif to chase. Greenshields gets to it this time. And Paul Sykes
Could have been penalised. First one was okay, the second one tried to grab the head off his shoulders, but at least they're showing a little bit more aggression.
Well, that will not be the sort of completion rate that Brian McDermott would be looking for in this. Here is Jason Croker. Much better from Catalan Dragons. That's why they're ahead by 6 points to 0. They look the more mobile, they look the more inventive at the moment. And this is Casey Maguire.
They look the more eager. They want this game.
Stacey Jones once more. Short ball, and it finds its way into the arms of Matthew Griffey. Last tackle, they're just over the halfway line. Stacey Jones again, expect the kick. There it is, down the line. And McClendon comes across and fields it. Mark McClendon. It's a good chase from Greenshields.
Well, there's nobody there. There is nobody to pass the ball to. That is amazing. Top-class rugby league, kick into the corner. The fullback, Mark McClendon, has to go and play the ball, and there's only the winger there. He had no option but to go on his own. That's not going to confuse the defence.
It's a disturbing thing, Steve-O, when you consider we're only 16 minutes or 17 minutes into the game, and that took 3 tackles for the Harlequins players to get back and even support the player. And I just got the feeling that Harlequins were building against the Catalan Dragons, kicking early, kicking on 4th tackle, putting the ball into the corner, trying to get the momentum back. And I think now they've sort of got back even with the arm wrestle. They've just got to keep it going.
The kick downfield from McClendon is fielded by Thomas Bosk, and the chase by Henry Paul and Matt Gaffer. This is Greenshields again. 30 metres from their own line. Catalan in possession here with Kitabi again. Up the middle they go. Yunus Kitabi, featured in the last 3 matches. To halfway they are now on tackle number 4.
Again, 15 metres forward before anyone gets to lay a finger on him. Quigley, so easy from dummy half.
That was Griffey. Griffey on the last tackle will play the ball here, and it's Stacey Jones. And Stacey Jones has time to shape to kick and then come the other way. And the boot from Casey Maguire. And that's going to be a knock-on, I think. That looked like a knock-on by John Wells to me, but
they got away with it.
Klein saw it the other way.
That's the turnover. Another relief. Looks a bit confused. See it on the replay. Yeah, perhaps 50-50. It's hard to define. But again, it's going to be a very relieved Harlequin side. They look very sluggish.
This is Lee Hopkins.
I don't know what the build-up's been like this week. That's going to be a penalty.
Yes, Jason Croker couldn't clear the ruck.
Well, they didn't want to. Never made any attempt whatsoever. Nothing that Randall could do about it. Well, maybe that could just change the complexion of this game, because it certainly needed something if you're a London Harlequins fan.
Here's David Mills on the charge now for them. Good strong run from the substitute prop forward. Tackled by Croker. Now it's Tamata. Flying tackle on him by Guisset. Helped out by Matthew Griffey. Randall waits the dummy half. Harlequins in their best attacking position for some time. It's with Scott Hill. Quick hands, Hopkins, but Adam Mogg was all over him as soon as he received that ball. Randall in the dummy half again. Will come this way and find Scott Hill. Hill helps it on to McClendon. Here is Gaffer. Now it's with Joe Mabou. Mabou and Ricky Sharif have had troubled seasons. They've been with Doncaster. And here they are now back where it all began for them. Short ball and a try. Incredibly for Henry Paul. Henry Paul just powered his way through some weak tackling then in defence by the Catalan Dragons. Operating at scrum half today. Standoff last week. That's his first try of the year. And he just had to collect it and bounce through a couple of would-be tacklers and plonk the ball over the line. And Harlequins, against the run of play, are level.
You've got to take your opportunity, and you can see there that it's a penalty that Croker has given them away. We said it may just change the pattern of this game. It's a nice delayed pass from Scott Hill, and the experienced players out there have combined to get Harlequins back in the game. Boy, that's going to be a big relief for the side, especially their coach, Brian McDermott. I know it's hot out there. He doesn't look impressed. He'll be happy to the fact that they have the opportunity to square things up.
We've just seen Henry Paul's first try in around about a year, and the last time he scored was here on this ground in front of our cameras against Warrington. Paul Sykes with the chance to level the scores here at 6 points apiece. Left-footed, no problems. It is 6-all.
Well, you know what, an interesting 20 minutes. You've got two teams now with contrasting mindsets. Harlequins happy after 20 minutes. They've had to work harder than their opponents, but they're still on the scoreboard. Whereas I think the Catalan Dragons, if you looked at their body languages, heads dropped there. They knew they'd been so commanding in the opening quarter, had so many chances to score tries and haven't converted them. And maybe there's more frustration in the white shirts at present.
So Thomas Bosch about to restart this match, all square, 6 apiece. Harlequins would be breathing a sigh of relief.
They certainly will, and you know, it's amazing sometimes a coach can take a gamble, and he brought on the big fella David Mills, and it was no coincidence that the big fella coming the ball, he took it 20 metres forward and it just seemed to lift inside.
Mills was there again, played the ball to John Wells, who collected it a bit untidily. There he is, David Mills, Welsh international, 18th appearance this year, but he missed Hull Kingston Rovers here last week. And here now Matt Gaffer, 40th appearance last week, at loose forward. And he drew rich praise, actually, from his coach, Brian McDermott, for his performance last week. Ball on the inside from Scott Hill, finds Mills again. Harlequins have got to the halfway line. Wait for the kick now, there it is from Hill. But a harmless bounce, and Clint Greenshields, he positioned himself perfectly. Chad Randall with the tackle. And Katabi again. Quick play the ball to Thomas Bosch, tackled by Henry Paul and David Mills.
Henry, stand! Oh, square, David!
Here now is Adel Falous, 17 times a French international. 4 Frenchmen on the bench today for the Catalan Dragons and their coach Michael Potter. Stacey Jones flicks the ball back again. This is another Frenchman, Gregory Muniz.
Much better defence there.
Yes, Catalan Dragons not making it out of their own half on 5 tackles. So the kick from Stacey Jones, and Sharif allowed it to bounce. And Ricky Sharif now will run this ball back. Rejoin the Quins, a free agent because of the cash troubles that Doncaster had, along with Joe Mabou. In actual fact, I think I'm right in saying that during our National League One coverage, we saw both these players in the colours of Doncaster. Against Castleford. Here's Matt Gaffer again. I'm
just getting the impression that the Harlequin side, although they're building their confidence, getting into a good field position for a change, it's just that they seem to be going through many plans rather than just rolling the sleeves up and getting through a bit of hard work in the forwards.
Wigan leads, by the way, on Thursday.
Oh, knock on, that's going to be interesting.
Wigan leads Thursday, not National League, but Super League. Here's the knock-on again. Oh, I'm not sure. Where was that?
Yeah. Did he take it on the half volley? He thought so, did Greenshields. But from little errors like this...
So there was a fumble, he's right.
It was a fumble, yeah, but 50-50, okay.
Just back to that Wigan Leeds game on Thursday. We'll be at the JJP Stadium. Coincidentally, it's the same time, or the same night, that the Rugby League Compliance Commissioners will meet to decide whether St Helens and Bradford Bulls have a case to answer regarding the alleged overspending in the salary cap. We'll have all the news from that meeting during our coverage. Here is Paul Sykes.
He's
the
lost
ball
it.
is lost.
It's gone backwards though. Oh, well, would it not looking forward in the first? We'll see on the replay. Well, when you do that, come over the arrow when you've just won possession at the scrum. Was it reefed out? It's hard to say. Very difficult indeed.
Steve, I think he's ruled that the tackle was made, and he's lost the ball after the tackle had been completed. Therefore, he's got to pull it up and put a scrum down. But I do like the way that Harlequins have responded. I mentioned very early in the piece about the speed of the play of the ball. That's definitely turned around. The Catalan Dragons are no longer playing the ball at the speed that they started with, and Harlequins are starting to dominate, and they look now the side that have the momentum, and they look a lot of confidence. They've certainly played better field position in the last 10 to 15 minutes, and it's starting to show.
Oh, but there's a break on here from Greenshields, and Greenshields steps out of another challenge. And he's also stepped out of another one nearly there, but fortunately for Harlequins, McClendon and Hopkins came back and got the tackle made eventually. This is Maguire, now it's on to Stacey Jones. He's about to make the point that Michael Potter was saying, that they had 20 minutes good against Warrington, then 20 minutes they went to sleep, then 20 minutes they came good second half, and 20 minutes they share games 50-50 with their opponents at the moment. But here they come. Oh, and another missed tackle, and this could easily be a try here for Matthew Griffey, but he's just short of the line.
Scrambling defence had to be as well.
Last tackle, and Stacey Jones, and quick hands, and a walk-in for Greenshields. Clint Greenshields, referee, hasn't given it yet. He just wants to check whether there was not a double movement here, but I think momentum, or maybe a crossing perhaps, maybe obstruction.
Well, there was certainly one person that came back on the dummy run, but I don't think it's pretty difficult to see here. No, there's no contact. That'll be fine. I don't think there's contact there. Coming back on the inside, there are two players going for the same person, and the momentum has got him over. No doubt. Never even had hold of him, so it's a try. It'll be TRY, and it all came about by some wonderful running by the fullback Clint Greenshields. Confirmation.
Phil Bentham, the video referee, says that was a try for Clint Greenshields. 6 tries now in 2007 for him. The last one was against Salford in May, when the Dragons won 66-6 in Perpignan, and he also scored against the Quins in Cardiff. Clint Greenshields has restored Catalan Dragons' advantage.
Well, he came with a run from the fullback anyway. He was looking, he had Katabi back on the inside. They were scrambling through, but from this position, when 2 goes into 1, there's always a gap. And the man who started it finishes it off. Slack defence, way up the field, has allowed the French in. And it's a well-deserved effort from this fella. A good try.
And there's the sighting of the posts that the kicker, Thomas Bosk, has.
And going into this game, I thought that Adam Mogg was the best centre in Super League. I might even be getting carried away, but he could possibly be the best player in Super League. As a centre, he gets involved in so much of the action, carrying the ball forwards. The kick well in off the upright. Bit of luck for Thomas Bosk on that one. But Adam Mogg is such a great player and so influential to how Catalan travel.
Clint Greenshield's try. Adam Mogg, though, catching the eye, their highest profile signing this year, and Thomas Bosk in off the post. 12-6, Catalan Dragons back in the lead. They have already equalled last year's return away from home with 2 victories. They've lost the last 4 away games in the Super League, but they have won in the Challenge Cup at Whitehaven and significantly at Hull in between. Sykes restarts for Harlequins. Deep kick-off right into the corner. Stacey Jones is underneath it.
Just shows you the importance of making sure that you do your defensive work when you're down the field of play. You don't have to muster up when you know you're under pressure deep in, say, 10 or 15 metres out from your own line. And they've shown already of the French outfit that they're quite happy to get the ball out wide and make the break.
Here's a Delphalouse again. Gets the ball away to Croker, and here they come once more. Pass was delayed to Gossard. It was an important tackle needed by Paul Sykes. Bosk only just got back there in dummy half roll. The kick is poor, and McClendon gobbles that up for Harlequins.
And again, Harlequins very slow to get back to assist.
Sharif gets away from Casey Maguire, but can't get away from the next 2. They're very conscious, Catalan Dragons, that every time they've crossed the channel, and we have been watching them on Sky Sports, they haven't performed. They've talked about that apparently as a group of players and a group of coaches. They want to put on the show tonight.
Well, they're certainly doing that, that is for sure, but they have been helped by some pretty woeful defence.
Wells with a run to the 40-metre line. And here is Scott Hill again. Up it goes. It's a high one for everyone to chase. A lot of hang time on this. Well pouched, though, by Greenshields. Henry Paul was the man following up. Now it's Katabi again. Coming up to the half-hour mark. Harlequins 6, Catalan Dragons 12. Catalan Dragons in possession here with John Wilson.
Both sides look fatigued. I know it's been a while since we've had a bit of sunshine in this country, but
it was 30 degrees yesterday in the south of France. Michael Potter was having a little coffee in a beachside cafe when I spoke to him. Pleasant life down there, I think.
Oh, it is.
The kick is deep from Quigley.
And poor again. But the chase is not too bad.
You've got to give Mark McClendon a bit of credit. He seems to be able to predict which side of the field it gets to. Don't forget, you're talking a pitch here over 60 metres wide. To get yourself where the ball's going to land, this takes some anticipation. He reads which player's got to be kicking the ball, left foot or right foot kicker, and tends to guess it right more times.
I think just to add to that, Phil, both fullbacks have been outstanding tonight, haven't they? Mark McClendon for Harlequins and Clint Greenshields for Catalan Dragons. In fact, it was unbelievable that Clint Greenshields was allowed to leave a club in Australia to come over because he was a former player, actually for another Dragons club with St George.
Wonderful break from Scott Hill. Support from Henry Paul. Second try. That came from absolutely nothing. And it was a marvellous piece of skill from Scott Hill in the centre of the field. And Henry Paul, well, he's a bit of a stranger these days to a scrum half role, but he did what all good scrum halves do, and he just trailed up on the shoulder, hoping for something, and it came. Watch this.
Sheer skill. Wonderful ability to read the play as well by Henry Paul. See how his eyes went to the left, and he knew that the support was going to be there on the inside. They may struggle to make the break deep downfield, but if they get anywhere near the opposition line, the Harlequins can be very dangerous because of the combination. There was some doubt perhaps at the half-back combination today. Remember Scott Hill coming back after a very bad rib injury. Henry Paul has been struggling through injuries also through this season, but the combination between the two, the experience, it was a beautiful little dummy. Even I went for it.
Well, Paul Sykes here with the opportunity to add the extras. Sykes before today had 23 goals to his name. He's been in great form this year, and he got recognition by Tony Smith in the Great Britain side to play the French. It's 12 apiece at the Twickenham Stoop.
There he goes, look at the eye line. I'm going that way. No, I'm not. Going to throw the dummy. Go straight through. Superb. Full credit yet again. Henry Paul. Try number 2.
Henry Paul's just registered the 120th try in club football in Great Britain.
I think the try also underlines just how important a good fullback is in Super League nowadays. In fact, in rugby league, in both whatever division you're playing in, if you can get a fullback to take the ball on the full from the kick downfield, the whole set and the whole momentum's behind you. McClendon caught it well on the full, and from the moment he took the ball on the kick, his team looked threatening. Eventually, it led to the try.
Here's Joe Mabou now for Harlequins. There's about 6.5 minutes to the half-time siren. And Scott Hill again. Gets away from one challenge, gets away from 2 challenges, helps it on to David Mills.
And more of that is needed. No doubt Brian McDermott, the coach, will get that message out and say, OK, we're on level terms. Oh, big hit there.
It was Gregory Muniz. Beg pardon, El Fallouche, you're right. Fallouche just lined him up. Bang. McClendon with the kick downfield. This will hit the ground, skip away. Katabi, and a good chase. And that's a great chase from Harlequins. Tyrone Smith and Stephen Bannister in there quickly. Yeah, they got a very kind bounce. This now is Sebastian Raguin.
This is where they're going to tighten the defence on that short blind side as well. Remember, Catalans made a clean break out wide, deep from within their own territory, that allowed Green Shields to score their try.
Here's that man again, Fallouche. He has missed the last 10 at El Fallouche with a broken arm. Stacey Jones from inside the 40-metre mark. The ball stands up kindly for McClendon. He'll run it back. No, he won't. He'll give it to Sharif. Sharif saw a gap and went for it. Brave run from Sharif. And El Fallouche was there. He was the man who missed him, fortunately. Here is Sykes again, right on the halfway line for Harlequins. Chad Randall waiting for the play the ball. There he is. This is Henry Paul. Now it's with David Mills. Tackle low down by Raguin. Good ball to McClendon. And an even better ball to Matt Gaffer. And Gaffer goes over for the try, and Harlequins hit the front. Well, they played second fiddle for much of this first half. Incredibly, they lead. Right under the sticks, Matt Gaffer. His 40th appearance last week, as I say, a try against Hull KR. Indeed, a try in the last 2 matches here. One against Hulkingston Rovers, one against Wigan. That's 3 in a row at home for Matt Gaffer.
Set move. Second man coming on the angle was the fullback Mark McClendon. And great support play by Gaffer. Great finish, enjoying that. Well, they looked dead and buried in the opening 15 minutes. Great work from Randall. And the way that the fullback came as the second runner, the second decoy, was enough to split the defence. It was a superb set pattern. They've had little to shout about in the opening 10-15. But boy, look at the scoreboard now. Surely a lad turn this from 4 to 6.
Matt Gaffer was nearly guilty then of celebrating a little too early. The terraces were up on their feet, but the try scorer you'd expect would pop it down first before he raised his arms, and I don't think that Brian McDermott would have been too happy had Matt Gaffer dropped the ball in those premature celebrations. It is academic because he didn't.
I think it shocked Brian McDermott, simple as that, because they were there for the taking. Sean McRae, the first 20 minutes, the London side didn't look as though they wanted to play, and the French side were just ripping them apart.
Well, Harlequins have been dominated, Steve. They were being dominated in the ruck. And for the Catalan Dragons, you had Alex Chan and Jerome Guisset were just tearing them to pieces down the middle of the ruck. And that was allowing Casey Maguire and Stacey Jones to play. But Harlequins have fought back and been able to get numbers in the tackle, and they've been able to slow the Catalan Dragons down, and they've been able to speed their own play up. So I'm not actually surprised that they're leading. I think they've actually had a lot more of the territory in the back half of this first half of the game.
I think you have to credit also this fellow, David Mills, for the way that he has come on and has led from the front.
He's changed it, and all he's done is charged through, just as Sean McRae was saying that the French forwards doing against the Quins.
That's the last tackle here, this set of 6 for Harlequins. Randall comes down the short side and drills it along the ground. Oh, and it has a horrible bounce over Clint Greenshields. And it just bounced dead at about the bounce number 12.
You always take a risk if it hits terra firma, don't you?
The Catalan again to drive the ball forward, but only as far as the first 2 tacklers who were there, Bannister and Tyrone Smith. This now is Reguan again. And Scott Hill has survived the first half intact. Alex Chan. Alex Chan, a New Zealand international, 32 years of age. There's another, Stacey Jones. Good ball back on the inside. That was from Maguire. And a good run from Greenshields, halted by the tackle of Joe Mabu. And that's going to be out and over the sideline. It was a charge down for the kick over the top. It'll be head and field to the Catalan Dragons. And they know they've got a minute to go, so they form the scrum quickly here.
No doubt about it.
The referee has called time off. 1 minute remaining.
No doubt that Paul Sykes definitely went for that football. Now then, what will Stacey Jones come up with here is shouting out the orders.
He'll probably try and get the ball to Adam Mogg. Scrums this season, he's been devastating. For him and Greenshields, that's the player to go with.
Stacey Jones looking that way. He sees that Greenshields and Mogg are there together. The ball comes out and it finds its way to Maguire. There is Mogg. Greenshields is on his inside. Mogg going on his own. Scott Hill with the tackle. Maguire dummy half. And Greenshields, he was nearly away from Tyrone Smith. Catalan dummy half. Into the last 40 seconds of this first half. Mogg again is tackled, this time by Henry Paul. That's the back of tackle number 3. Here is Stacey Jones. Jones gets the ball back. And that's
play on.
Paul Sykes, who hacks the ball forward. And picks it up. And a good chase back there by Gossard.
Good refereeing there by Ashley Klein. They've got the numbers. Oh, it's going to be a penalty.
He's offside.
Deliberate penalty, interfering.
Oh, he was trying to get back onside.
Deliberate penalty.
But he was coming from an offside position, Phil, and the ball just struck him. Actually, it looks there as though Paul Sykes did actually play that ball. It should really have been a knock-on anyway.
Well, did he go for the tackle? It's hard to say. But you cannot interfere until you get back the required 10. That's the rule.
Adam Mogg was coming back from an offside position. It's up to him to get out of the way.
That's right. Now, did Randall do that on purpose? I wonder. Hooker's that smart.
I don't think so. I think they were looking for 6 to go in at half-time.
It's a massive play because this game's got draw written all over it. I know it's 18-12 at the moment, but with a 2-point penalty kick here, they then open the 2-score lead.
I just have a funny feeling that Chad Randall was so smart and say, well, here you go. If I send it straight to you, you'll get a chance to add another 2 points.
I think you're giving him a lot of credit, but okay.
Well, he's in the same union.
Paul Sykes to make it a 20 points to 12 advantage for Harlequins. He's 30 metres away, just to the left of the upright, and a target angle. He's just got 10 degrees to slot it through. Sykes been kicking well. Hits the post, comes back. There's the half-time siren. Catalan Dragons keeping the ball alive. Stacey Jones will take the last tackle, and Sykes has missed with the kick that would have given the Harlequins a 2-score advantage. As it is, 2 tries from Henry Paul, 1 from Matt Gaffer, somewhat against the run of play. It's beginning the weekend in 5th. They've been knocked off that perch by the Wakefield Trinity Wildcats, who are now 5th. Harlequins are down in 6th. And Catalan Dragons just outside the playoff places. And Thomas Bosk and company hope that they will be involved in the playoffs. It would be a huge contrast for them after finishing bottom of the pile in their first season of Super League just 12 months ago. Second half about to get underway. Very warm here, and we shouldn't complain because, well, we've had the heating on over the past couple of weeks, Steve-O. It's been that cold.
Certainly has. I haven't complaining, but I think some of the players may have been struggling out there. A little bit of a shock effort. One thing that Brian McDermott, the Quins coach, will not want is a repeat of the opening 15 minutes. Oh, messing around. That is a silly, silly penalty.
Adel Falous is penalised for hands in the ruck and holding down and not allowing David Mills to get up and play the ball.
I think he's right. He's trying to impress the official that Mills was holding the arm.
Tony Ray, Brian McDermott watching from up on high in this second half. Tony Ray, of course, will be with you on Sky Sports News tomorrow evening on Sunday, when he reviews all this weekend's action on Sky Sports News, 9:30, for a review of the weekend and all the highlights.
Safety first is all that the Quins really need in the opening 10 minutes.
McClendon dancing his way up the middle. McClendon on his way to the corner. Greenshields tries to get to him, and Greenshield gets to him. Now the ball has come free. Ricky Sharif has touched it down. He's claiming the try. How on earth did all this come about? It is something for Phil Bentham to look at very early in the piece in this second half.
Well, McClendon offloads the ball before he hits the whitewash. Did it go backwards? That is what they've got to decide. It comes off his foot, but did the initial offload with the right arm go backwards? He deliberately pushes it backwards, and then it hits his foot. He's in an onside position, and I think Ricky Sharif may well have scored a try. It's amazing.
So
it's amazing what slow motion can help, and that is going to be try. Is it, or does the Catalan arm get to it first? It goes backwards.
Steve, I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to say that the tackle was completed because the ball in the ball carrying arm had hit the ground. Then he offloads the ball. So I'm going to say it's a penalty to Les Catalans.
What about the momentum,
Catalan
though?
Dragons.
What about the momentum?
Well, have a look. The ball hits the ground there. To me, that constitutes a tackle. He's not entitled to pass the ball.
Well, if he's moving... If he's moving and the ball...
The referee has asked the video referee on the walkie-talkie to see now whether, as the ball hits him here, whether he is in touch there. And that's very difficult to decide. I mean, I don't think
he is, because the body's rolling over the Greenshields, I feel.
My personal opinion is I don't think you're entitled to pass the ball once the tackle's been complete. In my opinion, the tackle's been complete, but they're going further in this, so...
I think it's a TRY.
They may well disagree with me.
There is the contact with the boot. He'll check to see if the ball is going backwards, and I think it is. And then it hits the boot. This is going to be one of the most amazing tries that has been seen at this ground. And Sharif does get there first, just fingertips only.
Well, he's taken over 2 minutes, as you saw, to make his mind up. He had to check about 6 or 7 different features then, Phil Bentham. The decision is pivotal to this game, perhaps. Harlequins get the try, and a great start. And Ricky Sharif. Michael Potter looks a little concerned, but Ricky Sharif gets his first try for Harlequins since he rejoined them as a free agent from Doncaster.
Well, sometimes you've got to have a little bit of lady luck. Take nothing away about the dummy and the sidestep off the right and then the left. Greenshields got to him in the end, and he had wherewithal to get rid of the football. This is magnificent stuff. Nice shimmy. Fullback nails him, but not in time. And Sharif, he's alert. Amazing.
He got 5 tries in 12 games for Doncaster, and he has been rescued, really, by Brian McDermott. And the youngsters are delighted. And I don't think, from what we were hearing and what we were seeing, the video referee or the referee were concerned with the point that Sean made about the tackle being completed when the ball carrying arm hit the deck.
Well, I'm going to accept that, but I just...
At momentum.
Well, I think we'll see. I think I can show you other examples in games where players are tackled and they're not allowed to promote the football. So, I don't know. I'd be asking for an explanation there, for sure.
Paul Sykes with the conversion attempt, and he has missed with that. But it is 22 points to 12 to the Harlequins.
I think what you can't doubt, though, Sean, is the way that Mark McClendon plays the game. It's the new age fullback, isn't it? No longer do you hang at the back and wait to ask to get involved or support a breakdown in the middle of the field. You inject yourself into the game like he did then, in around the rope, use your footwork against a few tiring forwards, and then accelerate for your life as he did. I suppose at the end of that, his chances are, and it's come off.
3 minutes of the second half gone. First blood in the second half to Harlequins. I bet that will please their injured club captain, Rob Purdham. He's with Bill.
Rob, you make your own luck. You have to take your chances. That was a classic case of it, wasn't it?
Definitely, with Marty and Ricky there, but poor start to the game, but we were creating our own luck now. We were going real good.
Yes, the opening 10-15 minutes, you were really off the pace, weren't you?
Yeah, we were. Our defence was really slack, but now our attack's coming good and our defence will look after itself.
This Catalan side, though, a lot of pace, a lot of danger.
Yeah, they are. They're with Stacey Jones and Mogg and all the others. They're really quick and their attack's electric. But if our defence tightens up, we'll be okay.
Thanks, Rob.
Cheers, mate.
Oh, and Harlequins have got under penalty here. It was a high shot, according to referee Ashley Klein, on Scott Hill.
Well, the standoff was struggling to try to offload, perhaps.
But his Gossard around ahead, and then he had another go at Scott Hill when he was on the deck.
It's that strangle tackle that you often refer to, Eddie.
Well, it's disappeared this year, apart from on that occasion.
Well, it's come up for you. You should be very pleased. Well, they're going to go for the 2 points on offer. The last penalty just before half-time they missed. They failed with the conversion of the Sharif try. And this could be very important. There's the angle.
Well, 22-12, 10 points. This for 12 points. It would mean that the Catalan Dragons would have to score 3 times to win. But there's still plenty of time in this match. And Sykes' kick has found the mark this time. 24 points to 12, 2 converted tries is the margin now. It started horribly for Brian McDermott and Dusty, but it has suddenly come good. Paul Sykes, good kick.
McDermott will be getting the message out now. Hey, come on. We cannot relax. They have got some great strike power, the Catalan side. And they've got to make sure that their defensive qualities are good.
Eddie, I don't think Brian McDermott was ever the most talented player to play rugby league. But the one thing he had from his time in the Royal Marines and his time playing the game was a mental toughness, and it seems as though he's transferred that to particularly many of the younger players in his side. Okay, the senior experienced ones, they have that hardened through the years, but the impressive aspect of tonight's performance, when things weren't going well, the young guys still continue to get involved, roll their sleeves up and get their hands on the ball.
Well, they try to be a little bit too smart there, trying to offload deep within their own territory. Henry Paul just trying to offload. You can see there that Sykes had overrun it. No fingertips from Stacey Jones.
Head and feed at the scrum here to the Catalan Dragons.
Come on, Queens, let's go,
A
guys.
problem for the halfback today. Henry Paul.
You're right, Henry,
With a
right?
twist of the ankle, perhaps. He's not comfortable with it.
You're right, Henry.
There's 24 tests for New Zealand for the 33-year-old Henry Paul.
Stay in there.
And more to the point, 2 valuable tries in that first half for
Hold tight.
the Harlequin side.
This is an opportunity, though, for the Catalan Dragons to strike back. It's with Casey Maguire. Adam Mogg is the man who receives the pass. Clint Greenshields waits the dummy half. Now it's with Adel Falous. 2 tackles gone. They're 20 metres away from the Harlequins line. Lays the ball there to the number 26, Luke Quigley. That's Jason Croker underneath those two Harlequins defenders. Fallouse wanted it, gave it to Stacey Jones instead. It's with Maguire, quick hands, and he hangs onto it somehow, does Raguin.
Just had to reach out for it. They're trying to stretch the Quins' defence again.
And this is Croker. And it was a good job that there was some harassing done there by Paul Sykes, but they're still very close. This is Stacey Jones with the kick. The ball is bounced back, it's play on, it's a try for Sebastian Raguin here. And the try is given by Ashley Klein. The ball came backwards, and the French substitute, 14 times capped for his country, substitute last week as well. This is only his 7th appearance of 2007, but 28-year-old Sebastian Raguin has just scored underneath the sticks, and Catalan are back in the hunt.
Neat little kick as well into the in-goal area, applying the pressure. Stacey Jones, neat chip over. They try to go for it, and I'm afraid it just popped up very nice indeed for Sebastian Raguin. Great kick there. Tyrone Smith perhaps trying to go for the football when he may have been better served by just dinking the ball over the dead in goal. Did he try to go for it? Either way, the Catalan side are well and truly back in this game.
They are courtesy of that try, and they will be courtesy of the boot here of Thomas Bosk underneath the sticks. The French international should not miss this, and the gap will be down to 6 points in a moment. Taking his time. Back to within 6 points, Catalan Dragons.
Sean McRae, are you surprised that Tyrone Smith tried to accept that ball under pressure? Maybe it would have been better to just farm it away.
Yeah, look, players make decisions, don't they, under pressure, and he may have, when he looks at the videotape, he might say, well, there was a better way I could have handled that, but at the time, that's what he thought was the best way to do it. You know what surprised me about the whole thing? Was that Harlequins had spent 7 minutes of second half with the football. Catalan Dragons hadn't touched the ball. That was their first set of 6. That must be disturbing for Brian McDermott to know that on their first set of 6, they were able to cross the line, and I think relatively comfortable. So this looks like it may be a game that's going to open up, and we may have a fairly high scoreline coming here.
You never know. The supporters from the Catalan region of the south of France, though, are enjoying their trip across the channel to the capital city.
Well, it's their derby game, isn't it?
Here's Guisset, who caused Harlequins so much trouble in the opening moments of the first half. By the way, Thomas Bosk now has recorded 200 points for the Catalan Dragons. That's play on.
That was great defense.
This is Joe Mabou.
Squeezed the ball out there with the impact.
That's Scott Hill, and Scott Hill got the ball away. It's strong defence needed now by Catalan Dragons as Louis McCarthy-Scarsbrook plays the ball to Chad Randall. Here is Henry Paul. It's with McClendon again. McClendon just applied the brakes. Sykes was coming, steaming up on his shoulder. And Sykes ducks underneath it. Here's Ricky Sharif. They've lost momentum there, Harlequins.
Very poor pass from Henry Paul. Stylish, but went to nobody.
McClendon. And this is Bannister. And the former St Helens youngster gets Harlequins back to within 10 metres of the try line. That's Randall. Here is Scott Hill. Drops the ball on his boot, and Greenshields does well. Covers up right on his own goal line. Not standing square. Penalty against Harlequins.
Well, the kick was put in by Scott Hill. I'm not so sure that everyone around him knew what he was about to do. Little doubt about it. Hopkins just standing to the left and playing the football. I think Sean McRae is pretty spot on with the fact I think we've got a lot more points to come in this game.
I think Catalan
Almost a dangerous tackle.
Catalan need to do the damage when both Guisset and Chan are on the field. That's probably when they look strongest. They won't play all of the second half, but when they're out there, the Dragons, well, they need them to get them forward. And then you need the likes of Quigley with creativity, Muniz to get involved, Stacey Jones, I suppose, and even Adam Mogg to come up with the scoring plays.
Good defence on show from Harlequins so far, and Julian Rinaldi, the former Catalan Dragon hooker, is about to be introduced by the Harlequins coach, Brian McDermott.
It's a good move as well, because Rinaldi, he really does put himself about. A lot more enthusiasm out there with the Frenchman.
Stacey Jones with that little run. Here's a kick from Maguire down centre field. And Ricky Sharif collects it behind his own goal line. Will bring it forward. Brave run.
Good tackle as well by the Catalans hooker, Luke Quigley.
This is Tyrone Smith for Harlequins.
Got through a lot of work as the number 26.
John Wells trying to get himself going down this left-hand side. Here's Rinaldi, first touch from him, gets the ball in field, but then Rinaldi's right underneath.
The one thing that really pleases me, you know, we often see players, and we praised him this year, Adam Mogg, very good with ball in hand, but Phil, he's so solid in defence.
I've said he's possibly the best player in the competition. Early in the game, McClendon made a break, and he anticipated that maybe his teammates couldn't cope with McClendon and carried up with the try-saving tackle, or even just gets involved in so many things, Eddie. He's remarkable as a centre, how active he is in the game.
Played State of Origin for Queensland last year, Adam Mogg. That's good movement, though, from Katabi. Got the ball away somehow. Here is the other centre, it's John Wilson. Wilson is grounded by a combination tackle on that far side of Sharif and Rinaldi.
That's a bit of a problem for Brian McDermott, because it's this Catalan side, they're finding Ricky Sharif out of position on several occasions throughout this game.
Quigley was clapping his hands, gives it to Stacey Jones. Back it comes again. Here's the danger men, and this is the loose forward, Gregory Muniz. Was tracked all the way by Scott Hill. Mogg at the play of the ball to Maguire, to Stacey Jones. Little half break, he tried to get the ball away. That's a knock on, surely. Yes.
Which one's first? I think he's allowed play on. I think this might be head and feed to the Quins. And it is. It was Quigley that's been deemed to have knocked on, and in that open play, a bit of relief there, because you just got the impression that the Catalans were building in confidence. In the first 20 minutes of this game, the Catalans controlled everything in and around the play-the-ball area. Quick play the ball, little scoot away, and they were bringing the defender and just offloading 2-3 passes, and it was creating all sorts of problems.
Harlequins wanting to make a double change. You saw Warrensy and Tamata on the sideline there, waiting to make their re-entrance into this game. Jerome Guisset all over the top of John Wells, who plays the ball to Matt Gaffer. And here is Stephen Bannister. Bannister is another youngster who has come into the Harlequin setup after playing in National League One with Whitehaven. That's a silly penalty for Quigley to give away. Led with the forearm right into the face of Matt Gaffer then.
Just losing a little bit of concentration. Had a fine game as a hooker. Nearly close to, there you can see. Bit of a facial with the elbow. Close to it, wasn't a spear.
So chance here for Harlequins. They are 30 metres away from the Catalan Dragons line. Here is Michael Warrensy again. 11th appearance this year for somebody that Brian McDermott rates as a tremendous prospect. And here is Gaffer. Gets the ball away, ball bobbling all over the show, and it's picked up. In defence by Thomas Bosk.
But why? It was early in the tackle count. It isn't as though we've got seconds to go. Lack of experience just showing there. They've missed a golden opportunity to apply the pressure, maybe kicking goal, get a second set of 6. Good work to make the break. You've got to finish it off, but you haven't got to panic either.
Katabi is hounded down by Lee Hopkins and Julian Rinaldi. And here comes Adam Mogg again. He plays the ball quickly, and it's Katabi once again. And they've got Harlequins for a high shot.
Tyrone Smith very lazy into the tackle. And we saw in the build-up there, no doubt about it, underneath the chin. We saw in the build-up that Catalan and obviously Michael Potter, their coach, is getting the message out, say, hey, come on. We rip them apart by quick play the ball running and then a quick pass just off the fringe.
One cow, careful. Move.
Quigley goes in quickly at dummy half as Griffey gets to his feet. That was Maguire. This is Guisset. Quigley again. We go down the short side with Casey Maguire. Good hands.
Hands out, ball.
And Croker will get to his feet. Plays it to Quigley once more. And over the top. Oh, it's a try for Thomas Bosk.
Well, he's certainly going to have a look at this one.
I think he's going to check whether he was actually in the field of play, but certainly there's nothing wrong with the fact that Bosk has flicked at the ball. It's gone forward. He's the man who's gathered it in again, but they'll have to look at his feet and see where they were in relation to the sideline when he touched it down.
Try.
No problem.
This is try time. But is it forward? He can't go. Well, he can't go for it forward.
Well, it came off the man.
No, he came off here. He came off. Was it Green Shields?
It came off Bosk, but there was a man on the inside that it flicked off first.
That wouldn't constitute a forward pass. That would constitute a knock-on. So you can actually look for it, but
I don't think they're going to bother. I think it's a try, and the try is given to Thomas Bosk.
Well, it was on the cards. It all came about by silly play by Tyrone Smith. The high shot put them in the position. We said earlier that this game had plenty more points in it, and it has certainly proved that way.
Thomas Bosk with the try. Played standoff and fullback as well as wing this year. That's the only questionable one I would have thought.
Harlequin's hand, isn't it?
It came off John Wilson.
Well, Wilson, the centre. Did it go forward off Wilson? No. That is a well-taken try. Dancing around the tulips is Bosk. And it is try time, and it is pressure time now for Harlequins. Made the point whilst you were in the studios. Phil Clark and I were just saying that the Quins can't go to sleep. They can't shut up shop. And they're under a lot of pressure. So is the kicker.
And Bosk has missed. We have witnessed draws the last two times we've been here. 8 in all against Salford in round 2. Wakefield 22 all in April. Michael Potter might be hoping for more than just a single point from his visit to London. Harlequins have only got a 2-point advantage, and Catalan at the moment have got their tails up.
Keep him down. Play, guys. Keep working.
So Harlequins will restart, leading by just 2 points now. It's 12 points not long ago, but Catalan Dragons have forced their way back into this match.
And only 2 occasions have they had the opportunity to score tries. Good position by the French side, and they have come up with those 2 4-pointers.
Well, it is exactly a year since Brian McDermott took charge of Harlequins, and it's exactly a year since Tony Ray's last match in charge. He signed off with a 24-16 win here against the Castleford Tigers.
Well, you get the feeling the momentum has certainly gone the French way. It was, again, good work by the hooker, Luke Quigley, who's the man that took that short blindside run, and he's off again.
He is indeed Quigley, and Guisset. And we mentioned in the first half the change that Mills brought to the Harlequin side. We have to mention the change that the likes of Jerome Guisset have brought to this Catalan side. And Stacey Jones, it's something of a nothing kick, but McClendon will pick it up and try and run up this touchline.
Bit of a swinging arm from Adam Mogg, and Jason Croker very late into the tackle. But you can see the energy levels have lifted now by the French outfit. Oh, they're into it.
Tamata nowhere to go then.
If there's one man on the Harlequin side that you say would be able to make the break from deep and have the speed to make any effect, is the fullback Mark McClendon.
Rinaldi.
But apart from that, Eddie, you've got to say that the Quins have got to get within 10-15 metres of the opposition line to offer any threat to the French side.
Neat chip over the top from Scott Hill, but just too far ahead of John Wells. Fortunately for Harlequins, it found the right side of the whitewash, and the referee will put the scrum down in Catalans' head and feed.
Yeah, look, we're getting to that time in the game where the fatigue factor really starts to take an effect, and this is where you see the smaller players like your Stacey Jones, your Casey Maguires, player you've just mentioned too, Steve-O, Mark McLinden. They really come to the fore now because some of the bigger forwards are going to start to get lazy. They're going to stop the move up. They might be a little slow laterally. So we're going to start to see a few things happen, I think, and also some errors creep in. So it really is a battle of the fittest now. The stronger shall survive in this game, that's for sure.
Yeah, just a mistake, a little bit late going into a tackle, off balance, and the break, and they're away.
It's a great ball out wide. The crowd screaming for forward pass to Thomas Boss, but it never was. Michael Potter hoping for his 20th win as the Catalan Dragons coach. This is his 48th match. He's just a converted try away from his team taking the lead again, or indeed just a try on its own. That would do.
And he's done a good job. He's certainly doing a good job at the moment, because I mentioned before that pinpointing Ricky Sharif out there on that right wing.
Mogg, he gets away from would-be tacklers, doesn't get away from Henry Paul. Quick play the ball quickly. This is the last. Stacey Jones, danger for Harlequins here as Maguire gets it away to Greenshields. Ball hits the deck. Still the last tackle, and Casey Maguire is trapped with ball in hand, and that will be the turnover, and Harlequins will breathe a sigh of relief.
But then again, they got away with it. You could see how Sharif had come from the whitewash. He's coming back on the inside. He was very, very close. Certainly not on a man-on-man marking system, this fella.
This is the fourth match of this weekend. Of course, the big city derby in Hull is on tomorrow at 12:30 at Craven Park, and well, they're going through the mill up there in Hull, they really are, and with all the rain recently there have been problems obviously with flooding in the area, and if anybody wishes to become involved in any rescue missions that might be going on, or indeed if there's anyone in Hull who is in need of assistance, there's the telephone number, 01482 300 300. That's the Hull flood line. They are really having a tough time of it in East Yorkshire. Our thoughts go out to them, and let's hope that they come through it. Let's hope they enjoy the Hull derby though tomorrow. Warranty has dropped the ball.
And Catalan have worked for about 5 minutes to force that mistake. The defensive effort has been massive. They know that they can perhaps turn this game in their favour if they get possession near their opponent's line, and they've done that there through hard work in defence.
Well, this is an opportunity for them. Quigley to Jones. Flick pass back to Stacey Jones. And it's Joe Mabou with the tackle on Wilson. Now, Gise. He's got some Super League experience under his belt with Warrington and Wigan. And a little drive forward from Matthew Griffey. Here is Stacey Jones again attacking the line. Flick ball out the back door brilliantly, and another one. Greenshields, but it hit the deck off the hands of the fullback. And the Harlequins will be happy about that, because at that ball stuck, Greenshields was over for another try.
Came on the angle well, did the fullback. Jones tried to flick it. Just was dipping all the time. Couldn't grasp it. Been many errors. Quite warm out there today. Haven't seen much of attacking mode from Stacey Jones. His kicking game has been pretty good, especially his short game.
So at this point, Eddie, where the Harlequins need their senior experienced players, both with the words and their actions, to set the right tone for the rest of the teammates. They're under pressure here. They're feeling the strain, and in many ways, when your lungs are bursting and your heart's pumping through your chest, you do want to give up and just take a breather, but they can't afford to do that with just a narrow 2-point lead. They have to press on and go through the pain barrier.
They will, because Catalan know that an away win, a rare away win, is beckoning them here. Their last win in Super League away from home was at Hull Kingston Rovers on Good Friday, which followed an outstanding win at Bradford and the 10-all draw at Hull earlier in the season.
Tried to offload there to the second row, Lee Hopkins, but again, pretty good defence. Leading the way is Jerome Gise.
Ronaldo McLinden with a high hanging kick. Henry Paul is after it. Greenshields, though, gets to it first and gets away from Henry Paul so easily. Louis McCarthy, Scarsbrook and Joe Mabou come in and effect the tackle. Thomas Bosch trying to get the ball away from his own line. All the players beginning to breathe a little heavy here. John Wilson now. Adam Mogg sees plenty of it, doesn't he? He does such an amount of work for the Catalan Dragons. Casey Maguire's inside pass. Last tackle. Harlequins have restricted the Catalan Dragons to inside their own half. It's a nice little chip over by Hopkins, and he is offside, the man who made the tackle on Lee Hopkins, who is Tuxagas.
Well, Tuxagas knew that he was in front of the kicker. He tried to get out of the way, and Ashley Klein realised. You can see the big fella. He was already downfield, and he's got to give him 10 metres. Stacey Jones tried to put him onside. For those that don't know that, if you put the kick over the top, if you run past all your own team, you're the only person, that's the kicker, can put everyone onside. He failed to do that, pretty close to it. Golden opportunity now for Harlequins. I keep mentioning it, Eddie, but you know, Harlequins are a side that they just graft their way into a position. No, it's a forward pass. It looked like Hopkins was through. The delayed pass from that fella Hill nearly fooled them.
You know, the Catalan Dragons will have almost deja vu. This time last week, they were in front by 24 points to 22. Warrington, in fact, through Lee Beers, they tried to chip over. We just saw Stacey Jones try to do that to get back into the game. We wonder whether now, can the Catalan Dragons win a game in the last 10 minutes when they're narrowly behind?
Well, Harlequins beat the Dragons in Cardiff. They also won in France on Easter Monday. They've met 4 times previously, and Harlequins hold a 3-1 advantage in the matches. Just 4 wins from 23 away games in 2 years for Catalan Dragons. It's a record they want to improve.
Will the French side be adventurous deep within their own half, or will they just try to grind it through, as we've seen from the Harlequins? They look as though they're building to just go down the middle.
And they do that with Guisset, who makes the break. Guisset gets the ball away, and it's knocked forward again. Oh, and they were so close then. It was Wilson who put the pass down.
Great work by the prop forward, Jérôme Guisset. It wasn't the best attempt at tackle there. And the offload, and Wilson knows that he had the opportunity. There was no one at home.
Come on, Queens, let's go.
He was through.
Keep working, guys.
Well,
Guisset knows it as well.
Sorry, Steve, since we've gone into this fatigue zone, it's now 2-1. Catalan Dragons 2, Harlequins 1 in terms of chances that have been provided.
Almost a half break. Could have been a flop by Green Shields. This is McClendon. McClendon feigned to go one way, went the other. Just a word about Jérôme Guisset. 50 appearances for the Catalan Dragons now, and he fittingly reached the milestone against Warrington last week, the club where it all began for him in this country. And of course he was captain of the French international team against Great Britain not long ago. That's a mess from Henry Paul. Just Brian McDermott would expect better from him.
Yeah, just at the moment when they really should have started shaping and controlling this match, you could see he had a look to see was coming to him. The bottom lip out. Bottom lip is well and truly out, isn't it?
Well, he knows that this is a very difficult 11 minutes or so that his team have to face, because fatigue will take its toll, obviously. And they look full of running, the Catalan Dragons. This is Thomas Bosch. Rinaldi coming across with Sykes to cut him down.
Again, problems for Ricky Sharif. He's all at sea in positional sense when it comes to defence.
This is a chance for the Catalan Dragons. It's Alex Chan, met by Chad Randall and Carl Temata. Quigley trying to push him a few metres further forward. Quigley is at dummy half. He will find Gregory Muniz. Muniz will give it to Stacey Jones. Back it comes to Casey Maguire. Here, inevitably, is Adam Mogg again. Randall gets to him, but he offloads to Quigley, and Quigley goes up the middle. That's 4 gone. They're about 15 metres away from the line. Adam Mogg again. Stacey Jones, engineer-in-chief. Stacey Jones takes the last tackle. And that's important for Harlequins, that he's playing the ball, not receiving it. Quigley Quigley will give it to Maguire. Maguire back on the inside. This is Croker. Croker keeps it going, but it's all over in that set of 6 for the Catalan Dragons. Tuxagas could not get the ball away.
That surprised me.
With it.
That surprised me that Stacey Jones didn't take control of that and say, let's have a little dink into the in-goal area.
We saw a special effort from Leeds in defence. Here's a penalty here now.
Silly play there by Jerome Guisset.
We saw a special effort from Leeds at Knowsley Road to beat the mighty St Helens, and it's taken a similar effort here from Harlequins. Do you know what? You've got such admiration for the way they're hanging on here now. They've done it tough in the second half, but they still hold that narrow lead. The next 9.5 minutes, well, it's heartbreak time, or it's further success, isn't it, for Brian and the Harlequins?
Indeed so, and well, for Catalan Dragons as well, it would mean if they won this, they really would be knocking on the door of the top 6. As I say, that's tremendous development for them down there. You know, they finished bottom of the pile last year with the wooden spoon. They are determined that they're not going to do the same again in 2007.
They've done a tremendous job already, haven't they, this year? That's the reason why the Rugby Football League will be smart enough to give them 3 years to build. And they're doing that. Oh, problem.
There's a problem for Henry Paul. Got a finger in the eye, maybe. Said he's in a bit of pain.
Just a stray finger, or maybe the thumb. Well, can the Quins... Oh, yeah, swinging arm from Tuxagas. Can the Quins finish off their set of 6? They failed to do that on the last 3 occasions. They come up with the error.
That's the key, Steve-O. There's only one team here that really needs to score. Both sides would love to score, of course, but the Catalan Dragons have to score to win this game. We know that. The Harlequins just have to hang on.
Chip over the top from Scott Hill for John Wells. Wells, though, is collared very well indeed by Younes Katabi. He saved a possible match-winning score there. That's Tyrone Smith. Here is Scott Hill again. Ooh, that looked as though it might have drifted forward also for Chad Randall. Last tackle here for Harlequins.
Luckily, Jerome Guisset did a facial there on Randall.
McClendon will hoist it wide. This is for Ricky Sharif. Palms the ball down. And
well, Sykes tried to force a voluntary tackle there, didn't get away with it. This is where they've got to smarten up now. Can the Catalans get this ball anywhere upfield to make sure that when it gets to the kick on the last, they can apply the pressure?
Good run there from Thomas Bosk. Now it's with Alex Chan. They're having to chance their arm. Stacey Jones goes wide. And Wilson takes tackle number 4 from Ricky Sharif. It's all hands to the pumps now. As Phil said, heartbreak or ecstasy in the next 7 minutes.
There's little doubt that the next try will seal it.
Nice chip over the top, that by Tuxagas, and Hopkins does well to rescue the danger for Harlequins.
Boy, he kept cool there, did the second rower. He knew there were people around him. Now safety first, get over the halfway line. Nice little chip over the top, but Hopkins comes to the rescue. And again, can they get the kick so that the chase is solid?
Scott Hill and David Mills. Down he goes on tackle number 4. Will they take the option of going a little early? Randall, no, they're running it down the short side with Hopkins here. Hopkins is kept in the field of play by the weight that was applied to that tackle by Tyrone Smith. It's the last one. And it's Randall. The ball comes free and Guisset picks it up. Oh, the ball's condemned in the in-goal area.
They'll get the ball
back. An extra set of 6.
Why on earth did he try to offload there? They went for the power play, did the Quins. Randall got really walloped. And then for some unknown reason, Guisset, maybe he thought in his mind that it was going to be shoved over the line. And that's a shake of the head for Michael Potter.
Goal line dropout then. It's manna from heaven for Harlequins. Can they score and put the game to bed here in this next set of 6? Tamata plays the ball to Randall. Here is David Mills. Doesn't make much progress forward.
This is where Scott Hill starts taking control.
It is with Hill. It's back to McClendon. McClendon good on his feet. Evades a couple. Gets a short ball to Paul Sykes. That's 3 tackles gone. It is with Henry Paul. Back it comes to Rinaldi. Rinaldi to Tyrone Smith. They lose momentum there. Tyrone Smith is absolutely clobbered by Katabi. Rinaldi again. Scott Hill. Scott Hill back to McClendon. McClendon long and finds Mabou. Mabou does well, keeps it alive to McClendon. McClendon wide to Sharif. Ricky Sharif will score for the Quins. His second try, and it could be the match winner for Harlequins. Ricky Sharif. It means it's a 6-point lead at least. The kick to come. The kick from Paul Sykes. And Paul Sykes with the boot could win it. But Ricky Sharif, he had to beat a couple of players out on that far side then. That took some scoring. And Ricky Sharif, 2 tries today. He has marked his return to Super League.
And it all came about by the silly pass from the prop forward Jérôme Guisset. They forced the drop out, and from it, and I must say, it was a great finish from Sharif, because the Catalans have put him under a lot of pressure. His positional sense, the offload from Mabou was the moment that it was created, and the wonderful step. Try number 2, Sharif, in that second half. This should seal it. That is a good step. Nothing was going to stop him. He's delighted because he knows he's been under a lot of pressure. He knows he's had a lot of work, and Brian McDermott will be a very relieved man. Surely the French side will not have enough time to fight their way back into this match.
Well, the kick from Paul Sykes is absolutely crucial if that is to be the case. Ricky Sharif's try. Remember, it's just a 6-point lead at the moment, and they will have at least 1 shot at the Harlequins line. This will be a kick for the 80th home win in Super League since 1996 for the Harlequins club. Left-footed. I think he might have secured the 2 points, which will keep Harlequins in 5th place at the end of this weekend.
And it all came about with Mabou's offload. 2-on-1, it left an enormous gap out wide. And McClendon could see that his opposite winger had come inside, and Sharif said, "You put me under pressure, but I'm going to be involved in this." Oh, they've got the football from the restart.
They have. It was a short kick-off. Quigley comes up with the possession. This is Alex Chan. They have 3 minutes, Harlequins, to hang on to this 8-point lead. This is Stacey Jones. This is Casey Maguire. Back it goes to Jones. They're not done yet. Tuxagas. Tuxagas flicks the ball to Adam Mogg, and Mogg is surrounded. Back it comes again to Adel Falous, and Falous will drive it forward.
And there's still plenty of time.
There is. Falous goes down looking for the penalty. That was Quigley. Here is Casey Maguire. That's Greenshield. A driving run there from the number 17, Gossard. They're still not done. They're over the line, but held up.
Held up, he'll take it back.
It was Adam Mogg, inevitably.
It's on the 4th, so they'll be playing the football 10 metres out.
And on the last.
Will they opt for the kick? Has he sent the message out? Michael Potter, the coach.
Stacey Jones, it goes wide, looking for Katabi. The ball bounces everywhere, and McClendon just takes it over the line. It'll be a goal line dropout. I think Harlequins will settle for that.
And they'll take it very slow, a smile on the face of Mark McClendon.
I think Catalan Dragons still believe they can win this game. They know they need to score off this next set of 6, and that would give them an opportunity to kick for goal, and they'll still perhaps receive the ball from the kickoff. But they must score probably in the first couple of plays if there'd be any chance whatsoever.
Gregory Muniz was underneath the goal line dropout. Here is Adel Falous driving it straight at his former teammate Julian Rinaldi. Ball
it's a knock on.
Knock on. Could easily. And Falous is saying that it was stolen by Rinaldi.
I think you might be right. I think Rinaldi has got the arm underneath there, 2-on-1, and that's the reason why Fallouz is screaming at the official Ashley Klein.
That could be the match for Harlequins. It's been tense. It's been hard fought.
It's up the jumper, that's all they need to do. Don't need to do anything fancy here.
Hopkins gets the ball away to McClendon, the man who's always likely to. And this is Tyrone Smith. Harlequins looking to end with a flourish. Tyrone Smith comes in field.
Good play as well by Smith. That was good thinking. Tremendous stuff. Made sure he didn't go anywhere near the whitewash.
Scott Hill again. Ball in field. Now it's with Henry Paul. This is Joe Mabou, isn't it?
Alex, come on, Alex.
Yes, it is. He plays the ball to Rinaldi. Julian Rinaldi. It'll be a happy day for him. They are 30 seconds away from victory here.
Alex, on set.
Gets gingerly to his feet, Rinaldi. Plays the ball to Randall. Randall will take tackle number 4. 20 seconds and counting to a victory that will keep Harlequins 5th in the table. Drop Wakefield down a place. But the top 6 will be as you were at the end of tonight. Scott Hill, McClendon dabs it down the line. It'll be picked up by Greenshields. Time is running out. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. That's the end of the game. And Harlequins have won. Well, they were second fiddle early on. But they've come up off the canvas, Sean McRae, and they've scored a very important victory for this club.